Hi guys, it's Queen. Let's jump right into this video.
Ooh la la. Hey guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Today is wash day. So as you can see, my hair is very dry. After mask day, I just twisted it up and left it in like two big twists at the bottom. And now it's in need of some tender loving care. Let's jump right into it. First things first, I need to detangle. So I'm going in with my wide tooth comb and I'm just grabbing the ends, making sure that I'm going up the shaft very, very slowly. My hair is very delicate and very, very dry right now. I did put a little water in there, but it still is very delicate and very dry. So I have to be very, very extremely careful when I detangle. And you'll probably see my face wince up a few times because I am tender-headed and it's most tender on the sides. So just know that that's going to happen pretty much every time I record a video. So after I detangle each section, I'm going to twist it up. And I'm just going to leave a little puff at the bottom. These don't have to be perfect twist or have that little curl at the bottom. I just need to detangle and twist so I can move on to my pre-poo. Okay, I'll twist it up here. I'm channeling the Himba people of Namibia right now. I'm pretty sure you would recognize one of those photos if I were to splice it in here. My hair feels pretty soft right here, but it's actually really damaged still. I don't know why I have so much shedding. It's horrible. And unfortunately, this is more than just shedding. It's a lot of breakage here. I have to do something about it. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. So let's get into the ingredients for my pre-poo before I get hair depression. So I always start out with my conditioner before I shampoo. So I have my Crème of Nature Argan Oil Conditioner, some coconut oil, some essential oil, and that's myrrh essential oil, and aloe vera powder. And I have my mixing spoon, my measuring spoon, and of course my bowl. Okay, just a few squeezes of my conditioner here. Then I added a tablespoon of aloe vera powder, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I had to put the myrrh in a cup of hot water before I could pour it into the mix. If you've ever worked with myrrh as an essential oil, it does have a lot of moisturizing properties, but you will find that it's very, very thick, extremely thick, and it's hard to get out of the bottle. So I had to put it in hot water first. So this is what it looks like all mixed up. And as always, everything will be written down in my Queen's Crown My Hair Journey book. I will write down all of the recipes and today's date. Alright, so I'm just going to add my pre-poo in. And I like to do my little technique, adding at the top, then the middle, and then saturating the ends. And I'll give you guys a close-up here. Oops, sorry guys. I did moisturize my hair with my MSM water before I added my pre-poo. Sorry, I forgot to show that part. Just going to keep smushing that into the hair, running my fingers through the hair to make sure I'm saturating the whole shaft, especially the ends, because they're really, really dry. And I'm just going to twist it up here. And for this twist, I do want to go all the way down to the bottom, just because I want to make sure that I'm twisting the ends to make sure that they're saturated with the pre-poo. And I'll just twist that up and clip it. And I will move on to my next step. Okay guys, so I am super old school. I have a kitchen timer. Let's do this. I am not as young as I look. And I'm setting this timer for 15 minutes. Okay, moving on to my shampoo. So I have Crème of Nature's Argan Oil shampoo, and this is sulfate free. Okay, so when I shampoo, I like to have 2 sections. So I'm starting on the side where my breakage is, my crown in the back. And I'll show you how I tend to that separately because I break my hair down into these different components. So right now I have my MSM water, kind of rubbing into my crown, my breakage, just to get it moisturized. And I'm going in with my black soap bar. I feel that that helps my irritation and dryness and flakiness and everything that goes along with that little breakage part. So I use the black soap to try to heal it, and it gets very sudsy very fast. So I'm just going in with that in my little area. And I like to coat that area, the scalp, the little bit of hair that I do have back there with that black soap before I use the regular shampoo. Like I said, I feel that it helps the dry and flaky and itchiness. So here's a close-up of that. That whole section isn't where my breakage is. My breakage is about 2 inches across, but I just put a lot of black soap in that whole big area. So now I'm going in with my shampoo. And you'll be able to see that I like to get it on my fingertips and kind of dig into my hair so that way I can get it right on the scalp. I like to focus on the scalp first, and then I kind of slide the shampoo down my hair shaft. Just because I feel like the scalp is where most of the buildup is, most of the oils, and I don't really need to be very harsh on my hair shaft, but I still need to clean it. So I like to focus on the scalp first and really get a good lather on my scalp. And then you'll see that I kind of take the shampoo and I slide it down my hair shaft. Just because I don't want to dry it out. Even though this is a sulfate-free shampoo, it still is drying sometimes. So I'm almost done here. I'm just gonna clip this up, but then I realized my clips were in the sink. I put them in the sink to clean them off from clipping up my hair from my pre-poo, so. But here you go. I'm all done with both sides, all shampooed, and moving on to my next step. So my next step is rice water. And because I have high porosity hair, I'm able to do a rice water treatment every week or every 2 weeks with no protein overload, or at least I haven't experienced that as of yet. The ingredients for my rice water are black rice, citrus peel, tea tree oil. I am waiting for my camellia seeds to come in. So I have watched the Yao women of China through YouTube videos. I have watched how they use the rice water when they pour it over their hair. But for me, that technique is a bit messy. So I like to control it a little more by using my applicator bottle. I use the applicator bottle on my scalp first, and then I squeeze the rest of the rice water out on my hair shaft. While my hair is dripping wet, I add a plastic bag, and then I wrap a big towel around it, and of course, I grab my kitchen timer and set it for 15 minutes so that the rice water can soak into my hair shaft. Waiting. So after I rinse the rice water out of my hair, I go in with my deep conditioner, and I love using the deep conditioner from Plentiful. I really love this line. Okay, so just going in with my deep conditioner, gonna saturate my whole hair shaft from root to tip, twist it all up, and I do like to make sure that I saturate the ends and give it that little twist to make sure the curl is there on the end. And of course, just gonna clip it up and move on to my next section. My hair is so dry, my ends are so horrible, I don't know why. Okay, so I'm all twisted up. Feels really good and silky, and I am ready to move on to my next step. And the next step for me is adding heat. So I have my bonnet, my hair dryer, and my timer. 15 minutes, here we go. Although I have high porosity hair, I still like to incorporate the heat into my deep conditioning step. I just feel like although my hair shaft is pretty much open because of my high porosity, I still like to make sure that everything is penetrating as much as possible which is why I use the heat. And I definitely like to do the deep conditioning with the heat right after I do my rice water treatment, because I have the rice water, the protein from the rice water, and then the moisture from the deep conditioning with the heat. So I feel like putting those two back to back, they're kind of tag teaming with each other, building up my hair shaft, but then also keeping it very moisturized. So here we go, just drying, and watching a little Netflix on my cell phone. And that is pretty much my wash day, guys. Just a little leave-in conditioner and a twist after this, and I will be all set. So thanks for watching. I decided to go in with the Dew Grow and Sulfur 8 mixture that I made the other day. I'm going to use the Mega Long today, and then on my refresher day, probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I'll use the Mega Thick. And just because I did have a question on this on my DIY video, I am using these as a regular grease, so I'm putting it on my scalp.